Hello lads and lassies, welcome back to my channel, as I'm Mr. Mayhem. Today we will be going over my pickups for July of 2023. Before we get into this, if you do enjoy this, remember to leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe for more. You can support me on Patreon, follow me on Instagram and Twitter, links in the description, and let's get into it. So, it's quite a varied month, so I'm going to go from games to movies. There's actually quite a bit of games, so we'll start off with the Xbox stuff. So first up, I picked up Batman Arkham Origins. Now, I have already played this. I borrowed it off a friend, but I never actually owned it. So I picked it up in CEX for, I think, £2. So I have already played this, but it's just nice to have it, because I have the other ones, but not this one. So I was away at another concert this month, which, if you want to see what merch I got from that, stick around to the end. This is one of the bits of merch. Where I was, they had two CEXs, and they both had two games that I was really interested in. Now, one of them was very expensive. The other one was about half as much. I picked up Silent Hill Downpour. Now, I did trade in a bunch of stuff that added up to quite a bit. So a lot of this didn't really cost me anything. But I got Silent Hill Downpour. This was very expensive. This was like £40. But like I said, I just traded stuff in and got this with it. But I've always wanted to play a Silent Hill game. I know that, well, the other one I picked up was Homecoming, but I know that these games aren't great, but I still want to try them anyway. And I've started playing Homecoming, and I'm enjoying it so far, but I really want to pick up some Silent Hill games, and these two seem to be very expensive, so I'm very happy to pick these two up. Then I picked up a copy of Wall-E on 360. Again, unless I say otherwise, I've probably got this from CEX. Wall-E is a game that I played on the Wii and on the DS. I'd seen gameplay of the 360 and always wanted it. And I was looking through the CEXs before I went down and was like, oh, they've got a copy of all this stuff that mine doesn't. And was able to pick this up. I haven't played it yet though, but I do plan on playing it at some point. But it's very awesome to own because this movie slaps, and I played a lot of the DS and the Wii version. So then I also picked up Spider-Man 3 again. I played this on PS2 and DS. The DS version is hard as shit. I could never get past the first level because it's just stupidly hard, because if you died, you go all the way back to the start. And the way you would control it is you'd swipe down on the bottom screen. It's awful, but was able to pick this up. I'm very happy because I've always wanted to properly play through it, because I believe on PS2 I got right to the end but could never beat Venom and Sandman. So. And another one I picked up on 360 that I'm so happy that I have, because I've always heard very good things about it. That's 50 Cent, Blood on the Sand. This was about £18, I believe. Very happy to have this because, yeah, it's apparently very, very underrated, and I've played it, and it is a lot of fun, so I look forward to continuing to play this. I traded in a lot of old stuff, like stuff that I get on 4K. I normally build up the Blu-rays that I'm replacing and then trade them in. There's also a bunch of other stuff I was trading in, so I got a fair amount for it, and like I said, a lot of this was fairly cheap. Metro Exodus. Now, I actually already do have Metro Exodus. I have the, if you've seen my Steelbook video, I have the Aurora edition, but the reason I picked this up is because I lent the disc of this one to a friend who I'm no longer friends with, but forgot to get it back. So for ages I was like, oh, I need to pick up another copy and replace it, and that's what I did. So now this is complete, and I now just have a case, but I'm very, very happy to have finally, recompleted this, because I do love Metro Exodus. It is great. Oh, we're into Xbox One stuff now. I'm dumb. Sorry. I'll probably just section this as like Xbox, PlayStation, etc. So, then we have the last piece of the puzzle I needed for the trilogy, Tomb Raider Definitive Edition. I thought I'd already played this on Xbox One, but apparently I haven't. But I did play it on 360, and I now have the complete trilogy on Xbox One. I have Tomb Raider, Rise, and Shadow. So looking forward to going back and playing through the whole trilogy, because I played through Tomb Raider on 360 and Rise on PS4, but never played them on Xbox. So excited for that. Another game that when I saw they had a copy where I was going, I was like, oh yes, absolutely banging. And that is Scream Ride. I played the demo of this, and just, it's fun. It was really cheap, and for what you're paying for me, I think it's worth it. So looking forward to checking that out. Hi, Mr. Mayhem from the future here. There were two more things I ended up picking up. I didn't think I would end up picking up anything else, but There's two things, so you'll see two slices. Well, you'll see one more after this, but the first one was Pac-Man World V-Pack. Yeah, I picked this up from Game. I had money in my account, so I only paid like £12 for it. This is a game that when it was announced, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I like the idea of that, but just never picked it up. But it was there when I went to that game, and I ended up picking it up. I've not played it yet, but I do look forward to playing it. Then we have Aliens Dark Descent. This is a game that I wasn't too sure about, but then did end up picking up, and it's kind of like XCOM with Colonial Marines. It's difficult, but it's a lot of fun. I've yet to fully get into it. I've played about 4 or 5 hours, but I'm enjoying what I'm playing of it so far. And that's the Xbox stuff. Next up, we have the PlayStation stuff. There's only 2 things in this, so this will be very quick. First up is a game that I've tried to record for the channel for ages. I just couldn't. I have it on PC, but the PC it would crash like a mission in. I tried so many fixes. I think I ended up recording the intro like 8 or 9 times, and I just gave up. But when I saw they had a copy of this in the CEX that I was going to, I was like, I need to pick this up because then maybe I can capture it through the PS2. And that is The Suffering. This is a game that when I was younger, my friend had this on Xbox, and I was always fascinated. I was terrified by this cover. And I was always intrigued, so later on in life when I discovered what it was, like, that's really cool. And I actually did manage to get it working on PC for a little bit outside of the recording software, because it would just crash if I did it, but I had a really good time with it, so I'm looking forward to going back and playing this. If I'm not able to record it, I'm just going to play it my own, because I did like the look of it, so yeah. And it's actually in quite good nick, so that's pretty good. And the last PlayStation thing I picked up was a game that I have played before, but I didn't actually have a physical copy of it. So I picked up Alien Isolation on PS4. I meant to pick it up on Xbox One, but I forgot to. So I picked it up on PS4. I meant to pick it up on both because I was going to get the Xbox One, because I'd already beat it on Xbox, but I wanted that for the collection. And then this as an excuse to go and play my PlayStation for trophies, but I didn't. I forgot to pick up the Xbox One, but still awesome to have a physical copy, because this game is fucking awesome. If you've not played it, definitely give it a go. It is terrifying, but yeah. And that's the PlayStation stuff. Now we're gonna go and hit a curveball here, because so me and my girlfriend had talked a long time about the 3DS and maybe picking one up at some point, because there was a lot of games that I wanted to go back and play, because I did have a 2DS at one point. Back in like 2017, when my first job, I used my first paycheck to get a 2DS with Ocarina of Time, and I played that. I beat it, and then I traded that in like a year later, and I always wanted to get back into the 3DS, but the prices just kept going up and up and up, and I just didn't think I would get it. But we did talk about maybe one day just biting the bullet and getting it. But it turns out when we were at the concert and we were just shopping beforehand, we saw 3DS. A new 3DS XL that we were like, okay, we should probably just do this now, because we have the voucher that we can just get it for free for most part. So we ended up picking up a Midnight Blue. Yeah, there's lots of fingerprints, but we ended up picking up a Midnight Blue new 3DS XL. And yeah, there's a lot of dirt, a lot of smudges, because we've been playing it and it already came a little bit dirty, but for the most part, it's actually in pretty good nick. There's a couple scratches, but honestly, it's awesome, because I played the shit out of the DS and the DSi, but I never properly had a 3DS, so we picked this up. It was expensive, but like I said, with the voucher, we didn't have to pay much for it. Yeah, and I picked up a bunch of games, so we'll get to that, but I'm just so happy to have a 3DS finally, because there's a whole library of games I've wanted to play now. I was going to jailbreak it, but I decided I can't really be bothered, and I don't want to risk it, because this was very expensive. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to bite the bullet and buy the games. Like, have a look through. Buy the games that you want. Because I'd much rather spend more money and not have this breakdown on me. So, but there is a couple of games that I've been playing to death so far. But I'm very, very happy to have this. And it's just so cool. I love it. It's great. And I did also get a case for it, just in case. And screen protectors, obviously. But yeah, I got a new 3DS XL, which is awesome. So now we're going to get into some of the games. We'll start off with the 2DS games that we picked up. These are mainly from my girlfriend. That's Cooking Mama 2 and Professor Layton and the Lost Future. She's played some of this. She likes it. She hasn't played any of this yet. but that's mainly for her. That'll be the manual. Now for a controversial one. This is one that I picked up because I was like, oh yeah, these exist. Should probably pick that up, because a lot of DS games are very expensive now. So I bit the bullet. I say bit the bullet. It was really cheap, and I got myself a 510 games in one thing. Now what this is it's just a, I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble for doing this, but well, they're all over Amazon. And I'm not one that's much bothered about collecting this kind of stuff as long as I have the games. But this is just a little DS cart with a micro SD card in the back. Now this did come with 510 games on it, but I was so brave and went through and removed the ones I wasn't too interested in, and then added ones that I was. So for example, I went through and removed a ton of games that I just wasn't interested in, then went to unknown website and downloaded a bunch of other games and put them on here. So now I have every single game in the DS library that I would want to play on here now. I did realize this after this, but I didn't put these two games on it because I thought, you know what, probably should maybe get my money's worth out of this, and I just didn't bother putting them on here. But every single DS game that I would be interested in, I scrolled through 259 pages of ROMs, downloaded every single one I was interested in, and now every DS game I could possibly want to play, the whole library is on here now, which makes it a lot better for storage and collection for me, because it means I just have to collect 3DS games now and not DS games. But this is super cheap. It was £20 on Amazon. There's a bunch of them. Honestly, if you're not that bothered about collecting and you just want to experience the DS library, get one of these. Get a SD card reader and an adapter for the SD card. Go on, just type in DS ROMs. The first website is probably it. I can't remember. I'm not going to name anything, and download all the ones you want. It's super simple. Just download them, unzip them, put them on the card, done. And honestly, I just do that. And honestly, it's great having the whole library here. But yeah, I know I'll get a lot of hate for that, but honestly, I don't care, because I'd rather not spend hundreds of millions of pounds on DS games that I don't have the space for, and I'm probably I might not even play. So it's nice to just have the options there. So, but now on to the main attraction for the DS. We have the 3DS games. Now there's quite a few here. First one, yes, this is just a case. It's just so I remember to show you it. I'm not too bothered about getting the full inbox stuff, because some of it is very expensive. One of the games I picked up was Poochie and Yoshi's Woolly World. I've not played this yet, but it was half the price of one with a box, so I decided to pick that up. And I do look forward to getting into it at some point, because I've heard it's very good. Oh, pardon me. But yeah, then I also picked up Zelda Triforce Heroes. Again, I've not played it, but I do enjoy the Zelda games, and I like the look of what was on the back. Picked up Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS. Just thought this would be a fun thing to have if I ever got bored. Honestly, this was a must-have when I saw it. Nintendogs plus Cats Labrador. Just my childhood, so I picked this up and I've been playing it, and it's decent. It's decent. It's definitely not got as much features as Nintendogs, the original, but still fun. Then this one was for the girlfriend, because I don't really enjoy this kind of Zelda stuff, although Triforce might change my mind. But this is Link's Awakening. Heard good things about it. This is one of the cheaper titles, actually. Then a game that I know not a lot of people like, but actually I think most people don't like it, but I've actually enjoyed what I've played it so far, and that's Paper Mario Sticker Star. This was quite cheap, surprisingly enough. And I've played a bit of this, like I said, and I do enjoy it. Then we have Pokemon Moon. I've not played this yet, but I have played one of them to death. A little story about Pokemon. Every summer, we would go on holiday, and when we were in the duty free, I'd always get the new Pokemon game and play that over the holiday. And that's such a that's such a heartstring to pull on, that it was so good. So I knew one of the main reasons that I wanted to get the 3DS was for the Pokemon games, and I was like, right, if there's any Pokemon games, I'm getting them. This was I believe this was the cheapest at £20. I haven't played it yet, like I said, but I do look forward to playing it. Then I picked up, this was another reason we got them. You just saw it, but Luigi's Mansion 1 and 2. I really like 3, and I've always wanted to play 1 and 2. So these were must-haves. This was cheap. This was expensive. This was like £40. But it was worth it because I really wanted to play them, and I've not played them yet because I've been playing the shit out of a Pokemon game, but I'm very happy to have those as well. I think there's only like 25 more games. I've gone through like the whole list of stuff, and I think there's only 25 other games I actually want to get for my 3DS. So, yeah. Then we have Mario and Luigi Dream Team Bros. Not played this yet. I watched a review, I think it was Ant Dude's review of all of them. Apparently this one isn't bad, but it's not good. So, but still, like, I mean, half the time I end up enjoying this stuff anyway, so I have played a little bit of it and I did enjoy it. Another game that was kind of a must because it's Kirby, and there's some Kirby games that are quite expensive. Kirby Triple Deluxe. I've not played any of this yet, but again, I do look forward to getting into it. Mario Kart 7, kind of, you know, just a necessity, and it was cheap. I have played a little bit of this, and it's Mario Kart. This was one that now I don't know why I picked it up, but it was £1. But back when the 3DS came out, my friend got his 3DS at launch, and the 3DS launch wasn't great. There wasn't that much to get, but he got this game, and he said, "Oh, it was fine, you know, it was fine." So I ended up just picking it up just for a joke, and it's not good. Like, I don't regret it because it was only £1, but still. Funny story about that. He actually brought it into school to show off, but ended up getting it confiscated because he was playing on it in class, and the teacher ended up taking it away and locking it in a drawer. And at the end of the day, when he went to get it, the drawer was stuck and he wouldn't be able to get it open until the next day. So he had to go home, and his mum was pissed. It was hilarious. We ripped into him for that for ages because he was just bragging about it. So it kind of serves him right. But anyway, the game was Splinter Cell 3D. This game's kind of trash. I will go back and give it another chance, but the frame rate and the controls are just quite bad. But this was just a joke I picked it up for. Professor Layton and the Miracle Mask. This was from my girlfriend. She's not played it yet, but it was kind of one of these things that I just, you know, it was a new console. I just wanted to get some games for it. So, and this is the Pokemon game that I played the shit out of. I actually regret getting this one now and kind of wanted to get the other one, but I will pick that up at some point, and that's Omega Ruby. I've played about 30 hours of this. Honestly, for like a week, I was having such a good time just sitting down with a Pokemon game on a little handheld again. I just felt like a child again. It was so good. And this game is a lot of fun. It's great. It does seem to be a bit of a mess when it comes to just all the different types of like Pokemon from all the different generations just being kind of forced in here. So, but I did enjoy it for what it was. And yeah, it was just a great little trip. And I've still got technically 3 other Pokemon games. I've not got one of them yet, but and the last 3DS game I picked up was Pokemon Y. Not played this yet, but I do look forward to getting into it. I have Moon, but I'm not sure whether to get Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon, so if you make it this far in the video, let me know. Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon. I have Moon, so yeah, but very, very happy to have a DS again and just sort of play all that stuff from my childhood again, so yeah. So that is the DS and 3DS stuff. So now, pardon me, we are going to get into the Blu-rays, and then the 4Ks, so. First up, we have Batman, the animated series. Now this is pre-owned. It's a bit scuffed up, but to be honest, I don't really care. This is the collector's edition. It comes with a nice little book kind of thing, and then you open it up, and it's yeah. So then you open it up, and it comes with like disc 1, disc 2, and all that, with some really nice art on the inside. But then, weirdly enough, I was looking through this and I was like, it's kind of cool, you know, nice. You get the whole series, very cool. Then you just have Mask of the Phantasm and Sub-Zero, which was kind of a cool little addition. Mask of the Phantasm is getting a 4K later this year, which is cool. So I'll probably pick that up. But yeah, really happy to have this now because I've always wanted to watch it. Yeah, really, 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 really good shit. Then we have... So for the longest time, Star Trek to me, I could never see myself getting interested in it. But I went to unnamed website and watched the first episode of The Next Generation, because that was the one I figured I probably liked the most, because Patrick Stewart and it's a bit older. I ended up really enjoying it. So I noticed that in one of the CEXs where I was going, they had the complete series for £45 instead of 90, I believe. So I picked up the Next Generation, the complete series. As you can see, it's a bit scuffed, but honestly, I don't really care. And I've watched about 10 episodes of this. I'm really enjoying it. Yeah, really happy to have this and looking forward to getting through this slowly, because I do actually enjoy this now. I never thought I would enjoy Star Trek, but this I do. I don't know if I would ever watch the original series. Yeah, I just don't. But yeah, my first delve into Star Trek. So, and I've heard that Strange New Worlds is actually quite good, so I might look into that. And then I also did pick up, because I knew that I'd probably stick with it, I picked up Picard Season 1 and Season 2. I know that Season 2 is apparently not meant to be very good, but I know that apparently Season 3 was very good and ended the series fantastically. So I'm hoping that we get a third series Blu-ray so I can pick that up. This one doesn't have a slipcover because this one's new, but and I got this one pre-owned, and it's annoying because I was like, well, this is £12, where this is £25. So if I get this from CEX, it's cheaper. So you know, it didn't really work out. But honestly, I don't really care. Like, as long as I have them, I can just yoink them. And then maybe even once I've watched them, I'll just get the like 1 to 3 if they do a set for it. But I do have all of Next Generation now, as you will see when we get to the 4K bit. But yeah, looking forward to getting through that. Then I picked up X-Men Origins Wolverine and the Wolverine, because I traded in my complete X-Men set that went from like the first one to Apocalypse, because I already have them on all in 4K, but I couldn't trade them in without this because it was 3 boxes and this was a double pack. So I picked up these. I wanted to pick up the extended cut that was bloodier, but I just couldn't find a copy, but I will pick that up eventually. But I do have these now, just until they do a 4K of them. So, but they were cheap. They were like 10p each. Then I picked up, I was very much torn on this for the longest time, but I ended up picking up, it's the Flash Season 1, 2, and 3. I really like Season 1 and 2, and I've heard that 3 is actually decent. So I thought, you know what, these are cheap, I'm going to pick these up, and that's it for now. I know that the complete series is coming out in August, and it's actually quite cheap, but I'm not going to watch it all, but I will probably watch these again, so happy to have them. And the last Blu-ray thing I got was the Star Wars Born VIP Pass Edition. This was very cheap, but it's just a box that comes with a production booklet, some art cards, 3 posters, the Encore version which I already own, and the CD. No, because I believe it was either the start of this month or last month that I rewatched it. And I mean, I've always loved that film, but I was like, you know what, I need to get this VIP Pass Edition just so I have a poster for it later on. But yeah, it was cheap, and I am happy to have it. So yeah, and that is all the Blu-rays. Now on to the 4Ks. We'll do the standards, and then we'll go to the steelbooks. So first up, we have Cruella. I've not seen this before, but if you look on Amazon, a lot of like Disney 4Ks are dirt cheap. So I've heard good things about this, and I was always curious, so I picked this up. I picked up Oblivion. This was $9.99 with anything else at HMV, so I picked up like a £5 t-shirt, and then this. I've actually watched this. I watched this yesterday. I really enjoyed this. It's always a film that's like intrigued me, and I think visually it's quite gorgeous. The film itself is fine. I really enjoyed it for what it was. 4K is nothing startling, but still pretty good. If you like Tom Cruise, you'll probably like it. And then I picked up the Arrow edition of RoboCop. That's just sticker I tore away. But yeah, I picked up the Arrow 4K of RoboCop. Not watched this yet, as you can see it's sealed, but I do plan on watching it soon. This was on sale, so I ended up picking that up. Same with this next one. I've never seen this before. I've seen RoboCop before. I've never seen this before, but I was intrigued by it because it sounds absolutely mental. And that's True Romance. Again, this was on sale. Looks good. Here's another one. Now, originally, I wasn't going to get the standard edition of this because I had the Steelbook pre-ordered, but then it said that the Steelbook was coming later on in the year, so I was like, fuck's sake. So I just picked it up anyway because I wanted to watch them both again, and I wanted to show the girlfriend them both. So I ended up picking up the standard edition of Avatar in 4K. I will say this and Way of Water are some of the best looking 4Ks I've ever seen. I think they're just like absolutely just like showcase material. They are just benchmark stuff. It is incredible. And it's fine, like that doesn't look too bad, but it kind of annoys me at the same time. But I will be picking up the Steelbook later in the year and probably getting rid of this. But yeah, did end up buying this, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. And I have watched them for once. Another one that was on sale, Donnie Darko. I love this film. And the Arrow stuff is normally very expensive, so this was like half off, so snagged that. And then, finally, like we were talking about a minute ago, I picked up the Next Generation 4K box set. Probably won't watch it for ages, because I'm pretty sure this takes place between the end of TNG and the start of Picard, so got a long way to go for this, but I'm just happy to have it. But yeah, it's a very, very nice box set. Looks nice on the shelf, so... then a couple I picked up pre-owned from CEX. I got The Greatest Showman. Seen this before. Was good. The Meg. There was a steelbook coming out like last week, but I decided, you know what? I'm not bothered, so I just picked this up for like £6. Passengers. I actually watched this yesterday for the first time. It's okay. Visually, it looks quite good. The production design's very good. The acting's good, but it was kind of all over the place for me, and then it just ends, so it was a bit like, oh, okay, cool. And then this was one that I was shocked that I did end up just biting the bullet on, because it's a film I think about a lot in terms of I think first time I saw it I pretty much hated it. The second time I was like, this isn't too bad, and I've had the urge to just watch it again, and that's Terminator Dark Fate. I've not watched it again yet, but this was like £4 brand new, so I do think that I don't think it's good, but I do enjoy it for what it is. I think I'll have to watch it again to find out, but I also have the urge to watch it again, so I picked it up. Another film that is just great, and I'm very happy I picked it up, is Free Guy. This film was way better than I thought it was going to be, and it's got quite a nice glossy front, so yeah. A story about this. For the longest time, so there's been like a Disney 2 for 20 that's been on for ages, and the last two that I've always wanted to get from the deal were Braveheart and Jojo Rabbit. So when me and Callum went into town to go shopping, and I was like, okay, I'm going to pick these up. They only had Jojo Rabbit and not Braveheart, so I couldn't even do the deal. So that was a pain in the arse, but I picked up Braveheart. Great film. Not watched it in 4K yet, as you can see, but look forward to it. Rampage, a film that is just big, dumb destruction fun. It's not great, but it's very much just put it on and you can do something else if you want to kind of film. Assassin's Creed, a film that I actually really enjoy, and I think it's not great, but I think it's fun for what it is. Again, this was another one that was dirt cheap. Just took a little bit to get here. So, Rocketman, a film that I think is fantastic. Taron Egerton is incredible. Music's great. Just fantastic film. Next up, we have these are films I didn't think I was ever going to pick up, but there was a 2 for 20, and I'm kind of in the mood for big, just like mindless destruction, and that is the Independence Day films. I've never seen either of these. I know this one's apparently meant to be quite bad, but I just thought I'd get them both and watch them at some point. But yeah, look forward to checking those out at some point. I don't know when. Next up is a film that I saw a while ago and thought it was fine, but rewatched it recently after watching the Maze Runner films, and I actually really enjoyed it for what it was. The action's very well filmed. It's not very cutty. It's very well choreographed, and the story itself is a bit generic, but I really enjoyed it. And that's American Assassin with Dylan O'Brien, because the girlfriend loves Dylan O'Brien. So, but yeah, great film. Good film. Next up, I picked up Terminator Genesis, because now I have all the Terminator films that are on 4K. I've not seen this in ages, but I enjoyed it for what it was in the cinema, and I think I do, like, I don't not enjoy any Terminator film in specific, but yeah. Then I also picked up Frozen finally, because I didn't have Frozen. I have Frozen 2, but not Frozen 1. But it's actually quite a nice little cover kind of set thing. So, yeah, picked that up in a 2 for 20 with something else. Oh, this was the other 2 for 20, and I've actually watched this as well for the first time. That is Encanto. I picked this up to watch it because I'd never seen it before, but I'd heard good things, and I fucking loved this film. It was great. Just really heartfelt. Music was great. Animation was gorgeous. Just really, really great film.
I also picked up the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Now, I did see this in cinemas, and if you've seen my What I Watched video, you'll know that I wasn't a big fan of it, to be honest. I didn't really like it. I thought felt like it went way too fast. Just, it wasn't that funny. But I decided to pick it up because I want to give it another try. Because everyone else seems to like it. So I want to see if, now that I know what it is, I like it more. Because I do find that with films, upon a second watch, if I didn't like it, a lot of the time, I end up liking it a bit more, if not more. So I do look forward to checking this out soon, but we'll see.
And that's all the standard 4K, all the standard 4Ks. Now onto the Steelbooks. First up, we have the Scream 6 Steelbook. This is one that took a while to come out. I actually have watched this 4K. Looks really good. The resolution looks really good. Good 4K. But Paramount normally are really good with their 4Ks. So. And then Evil Dead Rise, I've actually watched this one as well. 4K looks great as well. Resolution's good, color's great. Steelbook's a bit plain, but I'm happy to have it. I might pick up the standard with the slipcover at some point, but we'll see. But yeah, one of my faves of the year, this one. Then we have The Last of Us Season 1, which, this show is fantastic. I've not watched this yet. As in, I've not watched the 4K yet, but I've seen the show. I watched it as it came out, but great little steelbook, and just absolutely fantastic. That's been my pickups for this month. Let me know what some of your favorite pickups were this month, and yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you do enjoy this, remember to like, drop a comment, subscribe for more. You can support me on Patreon, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, links in the description. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.